in this film, Riley is entering her teen years, and it's time to make room for new emotions.
Yep.
So I was wondering, when you were a teenager, what emotion do you feel was the most present in your life?
Ooh, that's good. I think it was definitely anxiety.
Okay.
But what I love about now is there's a word for it. Obviously, anxiety. It was back then, but it was when I was a kid. It wasn't used as much. People weren't as free to say it, but anxiety definitely ran through my blood a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you had to voice that by any celebrity, who's voicing anxiety for you?
Oh my gosh. There was a strength. It was funny because you'd think it would be kind of a crazy one, but there was a strength to anxiety that kind of directed the life. It might be like an Arnold Schwarzenegger where he was just like intensely telling me how crazy I was.
I would love to see that.
And be like, that person hates you. That person,
That's good. Well, once again in this film, Joy is making Riley's happiness her priority. She wants to protect her.
Yeah.
As we saw in the first film, she could actually pull a good memory for her whenever she was feeling down.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, whenever you're having a hard time, what's a memory that you could replay in your head that would make you feel better?
It's funny. These are great questions, by the way. I always kind of go to a place, I don't know if it's a memory, but I will go to a place. Like I'll always think about college friends or people that are really close to me, maybe sitting around the fire pit, having a glass of wine, just a place where you feel seen and relaxed.
Yeah.
That typically will kind of settle it. And what I love about this movie is many times when you mentioned when I was a kid and all that kind of stuff, there's so much pushing away emotions. And this comes from a place of like, they're rooting for you. They're trying to help you. And coming from a place of compassion, of saying, hey, I know you're trying to help. And I don't feel like we have a lot of compassion towards our emotions.
Yeah. Well, since you are playing fear,
Yeah.
I am curious, what film do you remember causing you the most fear when you watched it?
Susan, we're getting into trauma. I think, well, it's funny you asked that. It was, not only was it the most terrifying movie, it's the last horror movie I saw because I hate horror movies. It was Nightmare on Elm Street.
Really?
And it was so petrifying because Freddy could come into your dreams. And my brother also put one of his hands on when I was sleepy and came into my room. So thanks, Mike. A little PTSD there. But it was, I still to this day don't fully understand why people sit in a room and be afraid, because I'm like, just watch CNN and you'll be just as freaked out.
That's true.
But obviously, fear is, I think, a God-given emotion that we have to protect ourselves. But I don't know if horror films are necessary. I don't think that needs to be a part of the equation.
Well, they're giving me the rap.
Aw, Susan, you had such good questions.
Oh. Inside Out 2 is currently playing. Check AMC Irving Mall for showtimes.